Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Campfire Bites. Today, we're going to be talking about sea mammals. So, we're just going to begin with a short attunement that helps us get into the feeling of the ocean. So, let's close our eyes and take a breath together, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And on the next breath, breathing into the ocean of the world. Breathing in, imagining that vast tracts of water and creatures and fish and mammals, and breathing out. And another one together. And let's just allow ourselves to relax and be here, listening in the dream arc magic, hearing joyful stories, and allowing our hearts to be open to the healing, to the hope, to the beauty, the awe, and the wonder of our world. So taking another deep breath and breathing out, gently opening our eyes, coming into the campfire space, sharing our stories today. Welcome.
Thank you, Alison, so much for tuning us. Maybe I will start. I was tuning into what animal wanted to come through, and I kind of assumed it would be dolphin, but we did already episode when I talked about dolphin, and I was just like, and it didn't actually, it wasn't coming through. And the one that did come through is a polar bear. So for me, polar bear came really strong and keep coming and keep coming. And I was just like, what story do you want me to tell, polar bear? Because I didn't want to just search for something inspirational on the internet. I just felt like something wanted to come from inside. And I completely forgot that about 4 years ago, I think, yes, when me and my now husband were about to get married for the first time, because then we had to postpone twice. And then third time we finally got married in 2025. 2024 in May. But before that, we were getting preparations, and then the world obviously happened with all this chaos and different things. And while we were preparing the first time round, we had an idea that we really wanted to do something dreamarchy, because I was definitely quite deep in it, and he by default was too, because I was like, come on, you gotta see this. This is amazing. Dreamark is awesome. You have to just, join me. And he did. He loved it. So I bought this like wooden circles, little pieces, wooden pieces, and I thought that would be great if I could do for every guest a little dream arc creature on the wooden circle. And I bought a special sort of wood burning device, which I just was so excited to do. And the first animal that came through was polar bear. So I'll show you, because I managed to do it. For those of you who can't see it, this is a polar bear made on a little piece of wood with like a little ribbon. And yeah, he or she is smiling and looking really lovely. And that was the first animal that I was just like, yes, this is going to be great. But I didn't realize it's going to take me so long. So I actually dropped that idea, and we did something different, Dreamarchy, for our wedding, which was equally beautiful. But this one stayed with me, and I completely forgotten that I actually did that one. And this is why I wanted to share, because there's so much magic in the dream arc and the gene keys when there is some sort of like impulse that happens like at some point in our journey. And then we follow the impulse, like I did with creating, bringing the creation by being inspired with the dream arc richness and beauty. And I created that beautiful polar bear, and it brought me so much joy, and it was just such a lovely process to do. And I might come back still, and I might create all the animals in years to come. Who knows? But it just showed me that whole amazing how DreamArk invite me or invite us as well to be creative, to be playful, and the animals just come when they're ready to your life to bring some message and etc. etc. So that was amazing because until literally yesterday, I completely forgot about that, and then it was just hanging on my lamp on my desk, and I was just like, oh, there you are, polar bear. That's the one that wanted to probably come through. So I wanted to share this story so you all sort of have the background to it, because fast forward a few years, and I'm now in this transition between the south nodes and north nodes. For those of you who know that, and polar bear is connected to gene key 11, which is incredible because it's my unconscious north node, which I'm kind of entering into, which I didn't again realize until I read the message from the polar bear. And the three messages that it brings are so amazing, really, really spot on into my life right now. And I'm hoping that maybe one or all three will also resonate with any of you listening. So I'll just go ahead and read the polar bear message from The Dream Arc by Richard Rudd. Here we go. So I am polar bear. I ripple with the dream mystery of the far north. In my bones, I hold the mystical secrets of the aurora. Alone, I wander the great wastes of time and space. You too are like me. For millennia, you have wandered the skies of existence. Draw strength from your aloneness. This is my first lesson. Whenever you feel alone, look up at the night skies and you will see your ancestors, your true people. One day, when your current incarnation ends, you'll be reunited with these beings who love you so deeply. So draw strength and courage from this knowing that you are never truly alone. Pull your dream blanket around your shoulders and feel warmed by this knowing. I also teach vision. In your bones, there is a great vision. You have held this vision from the beginning of time. Use this coming time to reconnect with your vision. It is a beautiful personal aurora that hovers all around you. Push aside your emotional struggles, rise beyond your worries, and settle yourself into the rainbow dreaming that hangs over you. You are in a time of inner connection. I call you inwardly now. Come join me in the silence of your inner world. Let us spend time together around the fire. I have secrets to impart to you. I have memories to share with you of lives you have been in the far north. Reconnect with these memories. Explore the mythologies of these ancient peoples. They will fire your imagination and reignite your vision. My third and final lesson is about protection. Know that I'm within you. If there is something or someone in your life that threatens your stability, you can call upon your strength to draw a firm boundary around that issue. Perhaps you are pursued by a dark pattern of some kind. Let me stand before you and face it with you. Show it your true inner power. When it sees that I am within you, it will flee, never to return. There is no limit to your courage, for I am within you always. I stand behind you, gentle yet indomitable, eternal and invincible. I am the light of your ideal. It is up to you to dream me into being. Thank you.
So I'm Alison in Cornwall. I didn't know what I was going to talk about. I thought I might talk about dolphin too. But actually, talking about polar bear has inspired another thought about a creature that is actually extinct now, but I had never heard of it until today. So I'm going to share the story because I don't think many people know about this amazing creature that once lived on our planet. And it's called Steller's sea cow. And its closest relatives would be like something like a manatee or a walrus. It's like got a huge, big bulk, and an an explorer was part of a team out in the Bering Sea. This is, a long, long time ago, and they got shipwrecked on an island. And this is where because he was a naturalist and he was actually looking for animals, he documented quite carefully what this animal was like and how it reproduced. And apparently it didn't do very much at all. They lived in a herd in the exact same place all the time, and they ate all day and made love to reproduce. And he had written as well that they were incredibly empathic. Um, this this group of sailors who had landed there didn't have any food, so they were catching them to eat them. And when they'd tried to catch one, the other ones all tried to rescue it, came to its rescue. And when I read it, honestly, it's in this book called The Gospel of the Eels. It was just made me cry. It was such a beautiful story. Um, so so yeah, much like the dodo, it only lived in this one place, so it was very vulnerable to extinction, actually. And it did become extinct, and the reason it became extinct was because humans didn't understand the fragility of its existence, I guess. And the particular people were also extremely hungry, so I guess they didn't know it didn't exist anywhere else, and even if they did, they probably would have ate them anyway. Um, yeah, they didn't eat all of them. They did leave some behind, but they died off after that. Um, so yeah, it doesn't feel like such a happy story, does it? But I want to end on the walrus because I think it shows like over the centuries how our consciousness has changed. So in Britain, this walrus turned up some years ago, and at one point it was on the East Coast, and it was like getting onto boats and like sinking them and stuff. So they actually made a platform for it, and the year it was in this harbor, living in this harbor, they didn't have fireworks that year on New Year's Eve. And I thought that was just fantastic, really. And it kind of made world news, that the humans had decided to put the walrus ahead of their own desire to see lights in the sky and big bangs so that they wouldn't frighten it. And so I think there is in that, a story of how our consciousness is shifting, maybe not fast enough for some animals, but as a collective, you can see over the centuries that we are valuing life more. We're seeing animals as sentient, conscious beings, and that they're equal to us rather than we can do whatever we like with them. So that's my share, and hopefully a happy ending. So, and I've shared about this wonderful sea cow. She's out there now on the internet. Yay!
Thank you, both Cassie and Allison. What beautiful shares, and yeah, our consciousness expanding. And I wasn't quite sure where I was going to go today either. So I was choosing between seal, whale, and dolphin. And I'm going to go with dolphin. as everyone else wanted to, and chose to talk of something else. And as Cassia, you were talking, I thought, oh man, I remember carving, and I still have it downstairs somewhere, a carving of a dolphin when I was about 12 years old in wood, a relief. And dolphins were really important to me at this stage of my life. And I remember I had a big poster in my bedroom that was of a dolphin. And my sister-in-law at the time worked in a aquarium in Montreal, and there were still dolphins and things there. So I had a lot of interaction when I was probably about 11, 12 years old with dolphins. So my story, though, is swimming with wild dolphins. So this was one of my bucket list items that I really hoped to do one day in my life. And it came to be in 2016. My husband and I were traveling in New Zealand. And we went to a place called Keakura. We had been taking the train from Auckland right down to Christchurch, and a little bit of a journey. And we could get off the train at Keakura for 24 hours. So we did just that. And at 4:30 in the morning on our day that we were in Keakura, we got up and headed to this place to get prepped. They provided full wetsuits and instructions about how to interact with the dolphins and all these things. And then we got on a bus and then a boat, and we went out to on the water. And as we were going out in the water, I kind of, from my heart, just put out this call to the dolphins. I just said, oh, this is a dream I've had forever. I'm just so excited to meet you in your environment. And so then in the boat, we get to this area, and there are a few dolphins. You can see a few playing around, and we get in the water, and it's just this magical event. And the dolphins, what they teach you is to click and sing to the dolphins, because they will come close to you. And then if you spin around, the dolphins will start spinning and dancing with you. And it's just this magical, magical stuff. So I'm swimming along, and then all of a sudden, just like these two dolphins just come swishing by me. And it's just like, yeah, my goodness. And the excitement and the joy and the just the magic that it had happened was so intense. It was just so wonderful. And I was just there with my snorkel in, singing and clicking. And then they would come up and they would sort of look at you. And then I would start turning and they would start turning, and we would be dancing together. And it was just this incredible, magical thing. And then at one point I started looking around. And as it turns out, that day, there were about 300 dolphins that came in. They spend the night out in the ocean, and that's when they feed and sleep and whatever. And then they come into this area closer to shore, and they're there to play. And that is what they're up to. And they're playing with each other, and they're spinning, and they're sliding and gliding in and under each other. And they're having sexual activity. They're busy, busy, busy. And it's just this most amazing thing to see. And as it turned out, what we did on the boats is you'd get back on the boat, and you could just sort of stay on this back platform, and then they would just move ahead a little, and then you went in. And we were probably in and out of the water, or at least I was, about 4 or 5 times through this hour and a half of whatever the timing was in this encounter. And it was all really magical. And watching them also from the boat, moving all together, because they're almost that like a bird murmuration. They're all diving together and swimming together, and the speed and the rotations, and then the jumping right out of the water. So after we had had these beautiful encounters in the water, and everyone, I was just in ecstasy the entire time. And then afterwards, the guides told us all these beautiful information about them and about their habits and things like that. So it was really educational also. And they were as surprised to see this like 300 dolphins come in. They kind of said sometimes there's 5 or 6 that we see. So it was an incredible magical experience. And we obviously, it comes to an end. And I just felt like I was on this high all day. And we were getting back on this train around 3:30, and the train station is right by another bay, very just sort of on the other side of this town. And just as we'd gotten there a bit early, and we were walking along, and there were about 3 or 4 dolphins in the bay, jumping and swimming along and just connecting again. And I felt that once again, that interconnection with these beautiful, beautiful creatures. And they just have a deep place in my heart. And in the dream arc, there's just a little, they are healers, and they're related to gene key 27. And just a little paragraph says, true intelligence lies in giving and in playing. Let go of the old, a new world is coming, and a fresh start is being offered. So build it on the healing rock of altruism. Prosper together. Build your individual dreams into the collective dream. Let love pour through your soul. Yeah, and so that's my story for today of the beautiful dolphins.